Hello friends, welcome back to the King YouTube channel. I must say Meghan's latest move has left Princess Catherine absolutely stunned. It seems to me that Meghan's audacity has reached new heights, prompting Princess Catherine to express disbelief that such a person could exist in this world. In truth, I believe it's not just Princess Catherine who feels this way. People around the globe are secretly repulsed by Meghan's actions. It's almost as if someone has been less than truthful about this particular publication, which in my opinion could be considered quite a spectacle. Can you believe it's been 5 years since this event? Yes, you read that right. The Forces for Change issue of Vogue, guest edited by none other than Meghan Markle, was an episode that many, including myself, found to be comical in its absurdity. After all, let's be honest, she had never guest edited anything before, and this entire concept was orchestrated by the editor at the time, Edward Enninful. His reasoning seemed clear: bringing Meghan on board could potentially boost sales. It's been lauded as one of the fastest-selling issues in Vogue's recent history, allegedly in the past decade. But to be perfectly honest, Vogue is often handed out for free in corporate lounges and magazine racks, which makes me wonder if they're confusing sales with freely distributed copies. And here's where things start to get a bit more concerning. What I find fascinating in this situation, particularly in the world of Meghan Markle, is the notion that someone might not be entirely truthful. In that realm, it seems honesty is a rare commodity. During Meghan's time as guest editor, they even produced a film where they spend a significant amount of time talking and sipping green tea. But what stands out to me is how Meghan managed to place individuals on the cover who she believed would significantly impact her image. And when you think about it, the person who I believe was the most influential figure at that time, with an incredible wealth of experience and wisdom, was the late Queen Elizabeth II. Even though I'm not a fashion enthusiast, I recognize that the Queen's life story is remarkable. But for some reason, that wasn't enough to make the cover. According to a well-placed insider who no longer works for Vogue but was there at the time, it was suggested to Meghan that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, would make a fantastic addition. Of course, this was back when she was still the Duchess of Cambridge. It seems that this communication did take place, and Catherine made a gracious and wise suggestion that the honor should go to the Queen. But it appears that Meghan's response was non-existent, a silence that, in my opinion, speaks volumes. Perhaps Meghan thought that by including Catherine she could forge some sort of connection, but the reality as I see it was that there was no further discussion. The source also claims that Catherine only learned later that neither she nor the Queen would be featured in the publication. Thanks to certain books, we now have a fuller understanding of what transpired behind the scenes, complications that Meghan clearly didn't enjoy, and as is often the case, nothing seems to come without a struggle. I'm curious to know, who do you prefer, Catherine or the Queen? Just a fun poll vote: number 1 for Catherine, number 2 for the Queen, and number 3 if you love both and can't choose. But let's be honest, there was never a real chance for them to be featured, and I strongly believe Meghan was the sole reason why the Queen wasn't on that cover. The only other person who might confirm this is Edward Enninful, the editor at the time, who was still working with Vogue in some capacity. Now, the only person who could set the record straight is Enninful, but he has yet to come forward with the truth. This reluctance to clarify the situation, in my view, only deepens the mystery surrounding Meghan's true intentions. She seems eager to be photographed with the senior royals, but this whole affair, which can only be described as unpleasant, remains shrouded in even more obscurity. To me, it's clear that Meghan is insanely jealous of our beautiful Princess of Wales. Make no mistake, Meghan could never compare to Catherine. It's like comparing Buckingham Palace to a rundown establishment in Los Angeles. I think Princess Catherine should get a restraining order against Harry and Meghan. They seem, in my opinion, wacko and dangerous. The Queen and Princess Catherine would have undoubtedly overshadowed Meghan, and she simply couldn't tolerate that. I cannot emphasize enough how much I admire Princess Catherine, our future Queen. Queen Elizabeth II taught her to be a lady and a queen, and I believe Princess Catherine also learned grace and poise from her parents as well as from Prince William. The royal family enhanced her upbringing, giving her the title of Duchess, and she has used her natural kindness and caring to show the world how royal she truly is. Unlike the Duchess of Sussex, Catherine continues to prove that Prince William made the absolute best choice when he chose her as his bride. And just to clarify, Catherine is her actual name. Kate was a nickname given by the tabloids, and sometimes others shortened it to Kath or Kate during her school days. But her name is Catherine. People often refer to Meghan, but that's not her real name either, it's Rachel. Meghan is actually her middle name, but she prefers it because she dislikes her first name. We respect that and use it. Yet it seems difficult for some to use the Princess of Wales' real name, Catherine. Isn't that strange? How noble of Princess Catherine to suggest the Queen for the Vogue cover. That's what I call class. Meghan, on the other hand, seems constantly envious and bitter towards others. She should take a good look at herself in the mirror, though perhaps she sees only what she wants to see in her magic mirror. I really do not care for people who are toxic, vindictive, and dishonest. It's obvious to me that Catherine's respect and admiration for the Queen far outweighed any feelings Meghan might have had for Her Majesty. Yes, Meghan was jealous, and she probably believed she was smarter than the Queen, with a condescending attitude towards her. The Queen was a trained motor mechanic during World War II, led a multicultural and multinational commonwealth, and not only kept it together but expanded it. She met more prime ministers and presidents than any other leader during her reign. Queen Elizabeth was, without a doubt, the quintessential feminist, and I believe Meghan resented her for it. I suspect Meghan saw the late Queen as nothing more than an old woman, unimportant in her eyes. But the world's admiration for the Queen and the respect she commanded was something Meghan could never match. If you didn't recognize that, then you're missing out on a significant piece of history. The Princess of Wales should not have to endure any illness or ridicule. The silver lining of her illness is that she's been somewhat shielded from the harmful influence of Meghan and Harry. Princess Catherine is the next Queen of England, and she will fulfill her duties with grace. Fortunately, the royal family has protected her from the terrible duo and their lies. Meghan needs to understand that Princess Catherine wants nothing to do with her. Our beloved monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, should have been on that cover of Vogue. She was, is, and always will be the most intelligent, respected, admired, and well-traveled woman of her time. The late Queen would have been the perfect addition, a true woman of power with grace, class, and dignity. Meghan, it seems, just can't get it right. We all know where the truth lies. Princess Catherine has never been a liar, unlike some others. Queen Elizabeth should absolutely have been included. She was a brilliant woman who had lived through so much. Meghan's decision to exclude her tells us all we need to know about her. It's clear to me that Meghan pushed Edward to let her guest edit Vogue in the first place, and I don't believe she would have suggested Catherine for anything that could overshadow her moment. Catherine would have outshone her, and Meghan wouldn't have allowed that. But it doesn't matter, Catherine will always outshine Meghan because she is genuinely lovely and doesn't seek the spotlight. Meghan, in my opinion, should never have been allowed close to the Queen or Princess Catherine. They are two women who genuinely love and serve the people. Meanwhile, Meghan seems only to serve herself. I believe Charles needs to take action and remove Harry and Meghan from the royal family's official website. The country is going through enough right now, and people don't need to be reminded of these two slanderers every time they visit the website. While Meghan has lost her appeal, especially in Britain, she continues to use everyone she meets to her advantage, and the Vogue issue was just another fiasco. Good for Catherine. How about you? Do you admire Princess Catherine and the Queen as much as I do? Please share your thoughts with me. I'd love to read them in the comments. Thank you everyone for watching my video. Don't forget to support me by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our The King YouTube channel. Goodbye, and see you again.